Okay, thank you for coming here or joining online today. Uh, Today's theme is Master's book, The Laws of Success. Laws of Success, which is kind of a very important book about success and progress. As you know, happy science teaching is consists of four pillars: love, wisdom, self-reflection, and progress. And this laws of success is one of the most basic and important teachings about progress, which is originally published in the other name. Original name was Success Philosophy of Modern Age. In Japanese, it was published in 1988, more than 30 years ago. Then this revised version was called The Laws of Success in 2005 in Japanese, and then translated into English. So, but the contents of these two kinds of revision is quite same. So we can call it, originally it was given as a lecture on success philosophy of modern age in 1988, just after the publication of this book. But we can call it the lecture of the laws of success. Okay. Okay. Before entering today's contents, I would like to introduce some story, allegory, which is written in this book, original book, because it is very, very important story. But it is not well taught in the lecture itself. It is about the allegory of a town of successful people. Allegory of a town of successful people. Once upon a time, there is a guy who want to be a successful person and started to search for the success and found that, thought that if he could go to the people's town of success people, he can join and he'll become successful. So he started out for his long travel, searching for the town of success. It took many days, many weeks until he came to the town of success. Then he finally reached and met the people there. And he asked, please accept me in this town. But the mayor of the town rejected him because he has no success in him. His clothes is shabby, dirty, and he was not fed enough. So in this kind of situation, he couldn't accept it as a successful town. In order to come to this town, he was told that he should make some kind of success in his life. Making some success, after that, he can be accepted in this town. That is the story of town of successful people. Okay, just keep this story in the mind. We'll enter the master's lecture. I put it into three parts as usual. Let's watch the first part of today's lecture.
Good morning. You've come all the way to Urayasu in this rainy and windy weather, which is unusual for the day of my lecture. The fact that you came shows you've already succeeded in life. You're 1 or 2 steps or even 5 or 10 steps ahead of those who didn't come because of the rain. Success always starts from passion in this way. Those who lack motivation will not achieve success. It is this simple. So the book I'll talk about today was published last fall.
去年1年間
Last year alone, I published nearly 30 books.
あえて
If I were to be asked which books I think are the best,
自信作をあげれと言われたら
I'd say they are starting from the ordinary
平凡からの出発とこの現代成功哲学の2冊です。これが
and Success Philosophy for Modern Age.
これに次ぐのが幸福な
And the next best are The Unhappiness Syndrome and the Essence of Buddha.
その意味で、毛色が
In
変わ
this
っている
sense,
か
I
もしれません
believe this book, Success Philosophy for Modern
が
Age,
ところまで、完
has
成
reached a high degree of perfection despite its unique content.
というのも昨日読み直してみたんです。
Yesterday, I read the book again
この本は
and thought it wouldn't become outdated even after 50, 100, 200 years,
古く
or even after 500 years.
思います。今から
We never know if companies will still exist hundreds of years from now.
まだあるかどうか分かりません。どうい
We
う
don't know how society will be structured at the time.
ただこの本はおそらく古くなる。
Even so, this book wouldn't become
そ
outdated.
れは人間が
That's because it describes the eternal truth
永遠の
that we
真
need to know as we work in our lives.
決して
So the content of the book will never become outdated.
しかも
When I first intended to write this book, I wanted to make it easy and
か
lighthearted.
なり優しく作ろうと意図してできれば
But to my surprise,
軽い感じに作りたいと考
it
え
ended up being quite serious once it was written down on paper.
驚いてしまいましたが、前半
The
は
first 4 chapters are basic level.
基礎編にあたる部分だと思います。ここまでは
Therefore, I think most people can understand what is being said.
5章から8章の方は少し
But chapters 5 to 8 are more practical.
参りまして若干
So those who don't work in society may find it a little difficult.
かと思います。そのように読み分けてくだ
So
さ
you
い。
can use different parts of the book
前半部分
according to your
基礎理論と
needs.
して万人に通
The
用す
first
る
part of the book is basic level, which applies to
実際
everyone.
にビジネスの世界においてそれ以
And the
外の
second part of the book contains the practical contents
自分を一層発展させようと願
for
っている方
people who wish to develop themselves further in business or other fields.
応用編としてみていただければ結構であります。この本は理
This
論
book
としても
describes success theory and shows my own ideas.
私自身の考えが出ているという意味では今ま
In
で
this
出た
sense, it is outstanding among the 70 books I have published so far.
際立った部分があると思います。これは
Actually, this book reveals the secrets of my own success.
本なんですね。実際
It shows how I have worked and how I am working even now.
わけでありますし、現在もやっているわけなんですね。それを
I made it public through this book.
ということです。そしてこの
Where
本の
does
位
this
置づけ
book
は
stand in our
どうなる
teachings?
かというと、幸福の
It actually fits into progress of the fourfold path,
愛、知、反省、
which consists of love, wisdom, self-reflection, and progress.
発展
I
の方
plan
は
to teach the laws of progress extensively from this year on,
出てまいりますが、その最初の
and this book will become one of the core teachings of them all.
そう考えています。この本が
I believe you will be able to understand about half of the teachings on progress
5割ぐらいはだいたいお分かりになるのではないかな。そういうふう
by
に
mastering this book.
幸福の
As I
科
said
学
earlier, at Happy
と
Science,
いうのは先ほども
we
言い
value,
ましたけど
explore, and publish about the afterworld or the real
実
world.
在界ともいうこの世を去った世界のことを重視し研究し
But we also don't neglect the real life in this earthly
この
world.
世の世界の部分すなわち現
This
実
is
世界
one
に
of the unique characteristics of Happy Science.
というところに特徴があると思います。いや
Rather,
現
we
実
are
世界に
determined to be a winner in this world as
勝
well.
利者足らんと決意しているのが当会であるのです。そのた
To
めに
achieve that, I believe this book will be a kind of
生
Bible
活を送っておられる皆さんにとって一
for
種
those of you
バイブル
working in society.
そう思うわけであります。実際
You will definitely be successful by practicing what is in this book.
成功者になる。私はそう信
I
じて
firmly believe so.
もちろん
Of course, I myself still haven't achieved a complete form of
出来
success.
上がった形での成功をまだ享受はいたして
But if you are living with a mindset
少なくとも
described in
こう
this
した精
book,
神性を持って生きているということは その
You are
過程に
already winning in life every day,
人生に勝利しているということであり、日々
and you are
人生
winning
の
in
世
the
界において
business
も
world every day as well.
ということであると思います。私た
We
ち
must
は
not focus on results
決し
only.
て結果主義者になってはならない。ゴー
Of
ルを
course, we'll aim for our goal.
目指すことは当然であるが、ゴール
We
に行っ
must
た
not
ことに
think
よっ
that
て成功
achieving the
と
goal is our success.
そのゴールに到達するまで
In
の
the
間、
process of
いか
achieving
な
the
る
goal,
精神状態で、いか
what
なる
kind
努
of
力を
mindset did you
重ねて
have, and what kinds of effort
そ
did you
の
accumulate?
過程をこそ成功という
Please know that this very
そう
process is
知
your
っていただきたい
success.
のであります。それは
Such success will
数十年
continue for
長きに
decades,
わたって続くものであり、
and
根
the
性におい
sense
て
of
数
success
十
you've
年の
obtained
間
during those years of your earthly life
この成功感覚はおそらく皆さん
will
の
remain
永
throughout
遠
your
の人生
eternal
を
life.
貫いていくものになるであろうと確信
I
して
firmly believe
やまない
so.
わけであります。さて、
With these general remarks, I'd now like to delve into the key points of the
この
book.
内容に入っていきたいと思います。まず、
In chapter 1, I described what success is.
成功とは何かということを挙げてみました。この内容に
You
関して
can
は
read the book for the
細かいこ
details.
とは本文に譲るといたしまして、私は
But here,
この
I'd
爽や
like
か
to
さという
stress the
ところを
importance of the
特に強調
unattached
して
and peaceful
感じ
attitude.
るものであります。成功したと、その客
There
観
are
的
people who
成
we
績におい
don't
て
find
も
respectable
言わ
among
れる
those
方であっても、
who are
私たちは
regarded as
魅力を
successful
感じない
from
人
their objective achievement.
よく発見するわけです。この的に
They
は
may
資
have
産
built a fortune or gained a high status in this
そう
world,
いう人であっても、ああいう
but we
人の
don't
よう
want to
にな
become
りたい
like
とは
them.
思わない人というのはいます。それは
What
一体
makes
ど
us
こが違う
feel
の
so?
か。皆さんは十分には理解
You may not be fully aware of this,
それは一つのこ
but
と
in
を
a nutshell, they lack this unattached and peaceful attitude.
かけているのであります。爽やかに
Those who are unable to live apart from their attachment are not attractive,
それが成功者の
even if they fall under the category of successful people.
私たちに魅力を提供していない人ではないかと思うのであります。この爽や
What
かさとは
exactly is this unattached and peaceful attitude?
それはこの
It is the attitude of people who make the best use of the resources
富であるとか地位であ
which
る
they have gained in this world, such as fortune, status,
こ
and
のようなも
fame.
のをもちろん十分に生かしきってはいるが、しか
But
し
they
ながら
also keep their minds far apart from these things and remain poised.
超然としている
I'd say such people have the unattached and peaceful attitude.
かと思います。すなわち
Put it another way,
現実的な成
they
功の
regard
材料
worldly
と材料と
resources as resources to achieve
それ
success
を活用し他の人
and
に
know how to use
影響
them
を
to
与える
influence
術を知
others.
っておりながら、しかして
At the same time, their minds remain in a distant world and remain composed.
悠然としている。こういう人を
We find such people attractive.
私たちは
I think so.
心惹かれるのではないか、そう思うのであります。それは
I believe they know the value that lies deep within themselves.
ということだと思うんです。すなわち、
On this
ここが
point,
いわ
they
ゆ
are
る
different from those who have achieved superficial success.
成功との一線を画する部分になるんです。成金的に
What is the difference
何かを
between those who have
成功
achieved
さ
superficial success by mere chance
この
and those who have
私
achieved
が感じる爽やかさ
success
を持つ
with the
ということは
unattached attitude I speak of?
その心の奥に
Deep in their hearts, they have grasped something different.
いくらこの世的な
Those with an unattached attitude never get attached to any worldly
決し
achievements,
て執着に
no
なる
matter how big a result they may get.
かもしれません。それを
I explain this in another way using
分かりや
simple
すい別
words.
の言葉で言うとするならば、愛なき
Success without love is not true
という
success.
言葉で表されています。 この
What do I mean by
成功
saying success without love is not true success?
というと、自
It
ら
means success achieved solely to benefit yourself
得た成功はその人
will not go beyond the small framework of yourself.
成功であるが、その
On the other
得
hand,
た成功は社
if
会
you think
へ
you
の
must achieve success to give back to society,
と考えている人にとってその成
the
功
power of your success will be thousands or tens of thousands of times greater
数万倍の力がある。
than the power of success achieved only for yourself.
この
Success with love and success without love may be hard to distinguish
外面上
just by
は
looking from the outside.
しかしながら日々その
But
人に
those who
接してい
interact
る
with these people every day will clearly feel the difference.
感じるものであります。さらに
What's more,
私は愛とい
I
う
feel a
一
common
般
word
的な
like
言葉だ
love
けで
is not enough to describe what
成功を
success
表現す
is.
るのを不十分であると感じるのであります。さらに
So I want to
永
use
遠
the
と
word
いう言葉
eternity as
も
well.
使ってみたいのであります。皆さんは
You probably find someone who has ideals admirable.
理想を持った人を素晴らしいと感じられることでしょう。そして
What is the
その
ultimate
理想
ideal
の
among
究
them
極に
all?
あるものは一体何であるか。それを考えて
When
み
you
る
think about it, you will find that
と必ず永遠というものは
concept of eternity
その理想の
always lies within
背
them.
景にあるはずであります。これは
Attaining eternity has been a long-held dream for humanity.
この
Experiencing a moment of eternity in this temporary third-dimensional
永
world
遠
means
の瞬間を持つということは本来
you
の
have
自己の
achieved
姿である
God's self-realization as a true self.
自己実現を成し得たということでもあるわけです。この永
Human
遠への
beings have
憧
longed
れ
for
は
eternity from the far distant past,
連綿とつながっているわけでありますが、人は
but they have yet to attain it even now.
未だに手にすることができないでいます。かつて
The Roman Empire fell within a matter of centuries.
ローマ帝国もわずか
Despite being called Eternal Rome,
行きました。その繁栄
Rome
は
prospered so
ローマ人
greatly
にとってはまさし
that
く
the Romans believed its prosperity would last until the end of this world.
そう思われた永遠が
But their eternity was frail and crumbled.
崩れて行きました。彼らが
Where has this eternity which the Romans kept seeking
どこ
gone?
へ行ってしまったのだろうか。この永
Originally,
遠性を
they were pursuing eternity in the world of spirituality.
求めていたローマ人たちはいつしか
But before long,
繁栄の思いが
their wish to attain prosperity turned into the desire for earthly success
堕落を
and eventually invited corruption.
ていました。すなわち
Eternity wasn't found in worldly matters.
永遠なるものはなかったのでありますが、この世的
Even
なる
so, they attempted to build eternal Rome in worldly
ものを
matters.
築こうとしたところに彼らの
They were arrogant and mistaken on this point.
この永遠に
In place of eternity,
もう一つ
humanity also sought immortality, or the dream of never dying.
ということであります。この永遠
While
というのは
eternity is a higher metaphysical concept,
形事情学的な思いであるとするならば、不死の
immortality is a more human, earthly idea.
人間的な俗人的な思いであるかもしれません。死にたくな
I
い。
don't want to die. Everyone has such a wish.
これは各人が持っています。このために
For this reason, medicine and medical science have developed in many ways.
発展してまいりました。この
Various things have developed based on the desire to achieve immortality.
ものが発展してきました。そして
In place of eternity, people yearned to live at least in
不
immortality
死の中に生きていきたい。不死性の中に何とか
and sought to be immortal.
たい。こう願うに至り、それが
What is the consequence of this?
というと自分の
They came to have the desire to leave their name behind.
なっていくわけであります。 地上
He started to wish that their names would remain on a monument,
あるいは書き物の中に自分
or
の
in some literary work even after they
そういう
die.
人間が生きていたとい
They
う
wish to make a mark on the world in this
こう
way.
いう願いが出てきます。この不
This
死性
yearning
は
for immortality is closely related to the desire for fame.
この地上にお
They
いて
tried to attain immortality by achieving self-realization on earth.
不死性を得ようとする。その
In
人
this
の
way, their names will remain forever,
確かに生きたというその生き方
and
が
they can leave behind proof that they were alive on earth.
考えです。これを
This is what people of the past sought.
私たちの先輩たちは求めてきたのであります。このように
Humanity has been presented with such an ideal as a major theme.
永遠という程度の違いはあるにしても大きな
Although the direction of pursuit differed between immortality and eternity.
事実であります。すなわち
As I've always taught you, the success I mean here is
言わんとする成功はすでに皆さんに説いて
the realization of happiness that carries over from this world to the next.
幸福の実現と
It is a success that continues from this world to the next.
貫く成功であります。それは
In other words, it is the realization of God's ideals on
それを
earth.
実現するということかもしれません。そういうふうに
I could say so.
ただ
However,
その現れ
those who
方は
live with you cannot easily see how such success is achieved in this
そ
world.
う簡単にはわからないということです。外面的
You
に
will
は
appear to be successful or unsuccessful on the
成
outside,
功は不成功として目に映るであり
but true success differs in content, just as clothes have different linings.
裏地が違う。こういう成
I'm
功
telling you to aim for such true success.
それは
Even though what manifests on the outside may appear to be the
必ずや数
same,
十年のうちに接す
true
る
success will keep on inspiring people you meet in the decades of your life.
やまないに違いないのであります。一章に
In chapter 1, I define success in the following way.
挙げてみました。成功とは
Success is eternal improvement. Success is eternal progress.
成功とは永遠の
Success
情
is
熱である
eternal passion.
成功とは
Success
永遠の
is eternal courage.
成功とは永遠の
Success is eternal effort. Success is eternal value.
向上
Improvement, progress, passion, courage, effort, and value.
価値こうしたものが
These are the elements that make up
成
success.
功というものを形作っている要素でありその
And eternity is the direction in which all these elements should move toward.
永遠というものがあるこの永遠
Seeking eternity is by no means a wish to attain
と
immortality.
いうこと単なる不死性への願いではなくて永遠な
It
る
is
も
the
のに
effort
ま
of
で
elevating your present life to something eternal.
努力であります第一章で
At the end of chapter 1, I cited a story of a town of successful people.
最後にある例え話であります成功者の
I
話
especially want you to remember this story.
これは
This is one of the parables often quoted in the real world
一つであります発展の
in relation to the laws of
語
progress.
られる話なんです成功者は
Success will attract the successful, and failures attract failures.
失敗者を引き寄せるこれは
This is expressed as like attracts like, or the law of same
波長
wavelengths.
同通の法則とも言われます皆さんが
When you are a
自
failure,
分は失敗者であるが成
you
功
may
者と
desperately want to make friends with successful people,
そして勝利を
to attain victory and happiness yourself.
を得ようとしても
But successful people will move away from you.
自動的にそ
They'll
う
naturally move away because there's something that repels you both.
離れていくのでありますこれは事業
This happens in business as well.
こういう
Business won't
失敗の波
succeed
動を出している人と一緒に
if you are working with people who emit the vibrations of failure.
しかし成功の
Those who
波動を
emit
出
the
している人
vibrations of success will attract many such people
さらに大きな
and create greater success.
不思議なものです。
Strange as it may sound, success grows like this.
成長していくのです。成功そのものが
Success itself will grow as a complex body.
成長していくのです。この裏にあるのは
What is it that lies behind this
何であ
success?
るかというと、実績に
It is self-confidence backed by achievement.
こう言ってよいでありましょう。世の人
No
々
matter how much a person boasts about his success,
成功者であると自称
people will not trust him if he doesn't have any concrete achievements.
それを信用しないのであります。これはま
You
ず
need to know this first.
必要があります。さらにその
On
実
top of
績が
that,
確たる
your achievements must be meaningful enough to give you real
な
confidence.
ければならないということです。浮つい
Your
た
confidence must not be superficial.
ではいけないし、その
You must be able to see your achievements objectively
いかなる風に判定されて成長
and
であるか
assess it
これ
fairly.
を客観視
You
する
must have a calm mind
心の余
to be
裕
able
が
to do this.
なければ本物ではないの
Otherwise,
であります。
your confidence is not real.
過大視し
You must not overestimate or exaggerate your
そ
achievements.
ういう実績であってはならない。
You
必
must
ず
achieve steady results and gain true confidence by doing so.
自信というものを出していかねばならない。この自信に
People will gather around you, fascinated by this true confidence.
この
You can experience this to be true.
実際に自分が体験してみるとよくわかります。皆さんが
When you have
自己卑下
self-deprecating
な気持ち
thoughts,
に陥っているときに、皆さんの
what will people
周り
around you say to you?
に集まってくる人たちが一体何を言うか、これを経
You may
験
have
された
experienced this.
もちろん慰めの
Of
言
course,
葉
some of them will comfort
を言
you.
う方もいらっしゃるでしょう。しかしながら
However, there may be times when you are met by further accusations, criticisms,
関わらず、さらに追い打ち
or
をかけ
something that hurts you even more.
いじめられたり、あるいは非難が頭の上に
Why do such things happen when you are already deprecating
さらに傷
yourself?
つけられるようなことが起きてくるのは一体なぜでしょうか。そういう
I'm
体
sure
験
you
は
have had such an experience.
それは
This happens because you actually love unhappiness deep within you.
幸福を縁としているかに思って
Even if you may think you are trying to be
は
happy,
不幸そのものを愛している。成功
you
を
want to be successful on the surface, but love failure deep within.
その内心においては失敗を
Obviously, you have such a tendency.
あるということです。このセミナ
If
ー
any
に
of you attending this lecture
もし
has a tendency to deprecate, torment, or blame yourself,
いじめ責める気持ちがあるならば、本書の中に
I want to ask you,
私はその人に問いたい。あなたは
do you want to be successful or not?
したくないのか。幸福
Do
に
you want to be happy or not?
自ら
Even God cannot save a person who wishes to fail in life.
神を助けることができない。自ら落
Those
下
who
している
choose
人
to
は
fail in life themselves cannot be helped.
まず
First, you must make up your mind.
どちらを本心において
Which do you truly want to
し
be?
ているのか。もし
If you want to be successful, there must be thoughts and actions to achieve that.
思いがあり、行動があるは
There
ず
must be specific
方法があ
methods.
るはずです。それをな
Why don't you think about that?
特に表面
Those
で
who
成功を
seemingly
してい
want to
な
be
がら
successful but suffer misfortune have a common trait,
共通する特徴は自己憐憫
a tendency to self-pity.
ということです。自己憐憫とは
Self-pity means feeling sorry for yourself.
気持ちです。自分を憐れむ気持ちであります。こういう気持ち
They
が
have such a feeling and want others to comfort
他の
them.
人に慰めを欲しているんであります。もちろん、
Sometimes they may receive words of comfort, but their wounds won't heal.
傷は言えない。なぜならば、この
This is because self-pity is a craving for more love from
他の人から
others,
愛されたいという気持ちであり、もっと他の
and
人
they
の愛
believe
を
they need to be hurt more to attract more love from
どう
others.
すればいいかというと、もっと自分が傷つけば良いということになるからです。もっと
They believe they can receive love from more people if they suffer or get hurt more.
このように無意識化で思っていくの
They
で、
unconsciously think like this.
さらに失敗
That's why they invite more failures.
こうした
If
精
you
神
find
的
this mental tendency in you,
どうかこの 成功者
Please
の
remember
町の
the
話
story
を
of the town of successful people.
さらに
If you want to be
成功していく
successful,
ためには
first
少なくとも
achieve
ま
small
ず自
success.
分の手中に小さな成功を得よ。その小さ
Develop
な
that
成
small
功を
success into medium-sized success.
中くらいの成功とせよ。この中くらい
That
の成功は
medium-sized
さら
success
に
will then grow
多
into
くの
big
人々の
success
力を得て大きな成功
with the help of many people.
そういう
That is the true way to be successful.
Okay, thank you, Lord. This was the first part of the lecture. Okay, I will give some comment or explanation on this first part. Okay. As you may see, a master's book on success, especially the laws of success, is not about a how-to book about success. It's not a how-to book. It's about the mentality of spirituality to become successful. It's very, very different. Okay, first I'd like to tell you about the essence of success. And success, we think in happy science, is the success is not only the worldly success. It'll be the success that can be carried over from this world to the other world. The success we can carry with us, not only in this world, but also to the other world. This is the true success we are seeking. Okay. And Master thought this like this: to achieve success, it is essential to have goals to aim for, but you shouldn't think of the achievement of the goal themselves as a success. You shouldn't think of the attainment of the goals themselves as success. I'd like you to know that the essence of success is to be found in the very process of striving to reach a goal. In how much effort you continue to make, the sort of mental attitude you have. So, Master taught us success is not the outcome we attain in this world, like money, fame, or kind of a status or like that. It is kind of symbol of success, but it doesn't mean your true success. Success is about your spirituality, about your mentality, about Jay, it is in the book. Okay, in the book. Okay, this process moving towards success will span an entire lifetime in this world. And I assure you that the sense of success attained in this earthly life will carry on through all eternity. So, if you become truly successful in this lifetime, you attain the success mentality, success spirituality that you can carry over from this life to the other world or another life. Next life, you come to this earth. You can carry over this successful mindset. So it is very, very important, very, very much important. Not just success in outer world, but success in our mind or soul. And then Master told us about the mindset that lead to successful. Mindset that lead to successful. 3 points. So we should be unattached and breezy mind. Unattached and breezy mind. We shouldn't be attached to this worldly thing like money, property, fame, opposite sex, like that. It might be important, but we should leave this world after decades, this life. Most importantly, we should have the mindset, or we should have a faith in God. And the important thing is spiritual perspective of life. Spiritual perspective of life. That is the most important. Then second come affluent love. Master taught us the success without love is not true success. Success without love is not true success. Also, Master teaches us true success is to spreading love to other people. it is a development of your love. If your love grow bigger and bigger and give the love to many people, it is a true success. This is a true meaning of success. Then, Master taught about eternity. You should be aim for eternity. Eternity is another word for God or God ideal, which means we should aim for the God idea, God mind. Our success should become closer to God mind or God ideal. This is a true success, he taught. One of the examples is Henry Ford, you know. Henry Ford is a motor company, kind of founder of a famous motor company. And he created Ford T-Type, which was sold very much in the United States in the early 20th century. So many people bought this T-Type boat because it was very cheap. Before that, the automobile, a kind of a toy for rich people, just a toy for rich people. But the Ford thought it was not good. Ford decided to produce cheap cars that only that the ordinary workers can buy. So he created Ford company, produced many cars, and car became a kind of a daily necessity of all people in the United States. And many people in the United States enjoyed moving around freely by using the car. This is kind of ideal world, he thought. So by creating this kind of a motor car, he was contributed many people's happiness. That means he provided great love to other people. And he also make the world more better to come to the a bit closer to the utopia in sense. So that is a kind of example of this attitude. Okay, Master also taught about the people of the town of successful people. And the point of this is we have to acquire the vibration of success. If you don't have the vibration of success, you cannot join the successful people. That is a moral from the town of successful. It tells us that people gather with the same wavelengths. Like attracts the like in other way. And also the laws of same wavelengths. If you don't have the wavelengths of successful, you cannot join successful people. So also you must watch out for the pitfall of self-pity. If you have a self-pity, you cannot be successful. Please disregard this kind of thinking. And the important thing is that if you want to be successful, you have to acquire confidence from accumulation of a small success. Big success start from medium success. Medium success must be accumulated exact result of the small successes. By accumulating daily small success, you can join the rank of successful people. Okay. Okay. Now we enter the second part of Master's lecture.
Now in chapter 2,
2章の成功の
I
条件
describe several points about the conditions to achieve success.
いくつかのことを述べておりますが、ここで特に
Here I especially want to emphasize nobility of character.
気高さについてということです。これが
This is what makes this book different from other books on
成
success.
功論と本書との違いであります。成功の
I don't think there is any other book that cites nobility as a condition of success.
豊かさを上げている本はなかったと私は思います。この豊かさ
This
は
nobility can also be expressed as the improvement of character.
この人格の
What does it mean by saying improvement of character?
というと、第一にはより
First,
高
it
い
means you have gained
見識
greater
を持てる
insight.
ようになるということ。より高い
In
見
other
識を
words,
持てるとい
you
うことは
understand the
世の
secrets
中
of
の
the
秘密を解
world
き、人々の悩みの
and
本質が
understand
分
the
かるという
root cause
ことであります。
of people's worries.
そうしたより高い
What
見識を
happens
持て
as a
るとどうなるか
result?
というと、第2番目に
You will
は
come to have a stronger
感化力が強く
influence.
なるんです。
This is the
そ
second
の人の
point.
感化力は必ず強くなる。他の人への
You'll
影響
definitely
力
have
は
a
必
greater
ず
influence on other people, as in the proverb.
通り物を言わざれでも下をのずから敬意を
Peaches and plums do not talk, yet a path is formed beneath them.
そしてこ
You
の
will
感
have
化
the
力は
power to inspire people, not only with your
言葉に
words
て
or
あるい
actions.
は行動にて人を感化するのみならず、その
Ultimately, you will come to inspire others without uttering a
無
word.
言にて人を感化するということになります。無言にて
You
人を
can't say you
感
are
化する
truly successful unless you've reached this level.
個別にその人を
As
指
long
導
as you are
し、
still giving one-on-one
自
guidance
分がやって
and
みて、
showing how to do
そして
something,
人を率いるだけでは本当
you
の
have not yet achieved true
無言の
success.
うちに人々を
To call it a true
成功の方
success,
向へと導くような感化
you
力
must have the power to silently guide others to success.
本物とは言えない。満足し
You
ては
must not be satisfied before reaching this level.
さらに
The third condition to improve your character is to develop tolerance.
寛容さが高まるということであります。これは
This is an extremely important point in achieving
大
success.
事な点であります。自分は才能
Some people believe they are overflowing with
ある
talent.
と思っている人がいます。学歴も
They
高
have
く
brilliant academic records, knowledge, and skills.
なのに
Even so, they are not successful in the real
現実に
world.
おいて成功の結果
There are
を
many
得ていない
such
方
people.
が数多くいるんであります。その人た
They
ちは
don't know
その
why
理
they
由
are
がわからない。
unsuccessful,
それゆえに自分は
so they tend to think that
世の中のブーム
it's because they failed to jump on the bandwagon because of other
他の
people,
人のせいでこういうふうになったとか、時
or
に
because it is the wrong time.
こういうふうに思いがちであるが、本当はそう
But
では
that's not the real reason.
本当は
The real reason lies in their
心の狭さに
narrow-mindedness.
理由がある。個々であること
Lofty
は良いとして
isolation is all right, but maybe they were proud of being aloof and became narrow-minded as a result.
あるのではないか。この心の狭さとは一体何である
Narrow-mindedness
かというと
means the tendency to judge
人を
others.
裁く傾向であります。人を裁
The
く傾
tendency
向
to
とは
judge others means the tendency to
他人
find
の
faults in
腹
others.
探しをする傾向であります。優れた
Those who are
才能を
highly
持ち
talented,
教養を持ち
skilled, and knowledgeable,
資質を持ち
but are not successful,
しかして成功しない人、この人たち
commonly
に
have this tendency to find faults in
他人の
others.
腹探しをする傾向があるということです。こういう人
No
に
one
は
wants to follow people like
決
this.
して人はついてこないんであります。たまたま
Such people may happen to be owners of companies or irreplaceable leaders
向
now,
きがたいタイプの指導者として現在座って
but they will eventually lose others' trust
その人
because
に
they lack
徳
virtue.
がないがゆえに人の心が離れていくのであります。その徳のなさは
What
一
is the
体ど
cause
こ
of
に
their lack of virtue?
発生するかというと、結局
It is their strong self-love. They are actually
である
narcissists.
ところに原因は発生するのです。自分のよ
Because
う
they
な性
approve
格、
of their lofty
個々の性格
personality,
この性格を良しとしているがために、他の人
they are
の
not willing to accept the personalities of
受け
others.
入れようとしない。それを裁こうと。
Rather, they are apt to judge them.
皆さん
If
の
you are
中
not successful now,
高い知能を持ち、
despite having a high
素晴らし
level
い
of
経歴があ
intellect
りながら、
and a brilliant
現在
career,
成功していない方がいるならば、どうか
Please examine this
この点をもう一
point.
度点検していただきたい。寛容さが
Check
欠
whether
けてい
you
るの
lack
ではないか
tolerance.
ということです。寛容さの
Tolerance
基礎
is
に
based on the
あるのは
ability to
何だ
accept a
かと
wide range of
多様
values.
な価値観が持てるということであり、 また
and the
さ
ability
まざま
to
な個
love
性
and
を持った
embrace
人
people
を
of different
包み込むよう
characters.
に愛せるということであります。それが
Without such
できない人
abilities,
は
you cannot become a
偉大
great
な指
leader
導者
who
とし
can
て
guide many
多くの
people.
人を引っ張っていくことはできないんであります。むしろ
Of course, you need to acknowledge
仕
others'
事の
mistakes
過程におい
and
て
correct them at
人
work.
々の失敗は失敗としてもちろんそれを修正させていく必要はあるが、欠点を
Still, you must be a
愛せる
person
が
who
ごとき
can
に
love
人間
others'
となれと
weaknesses.
いうことになります。他の人々の
Be someone who can love
欠点を
others'
見て
weaknesses
そ
when
れ
you
を
spot one.
愛せるがごとき人間となれ。それが
When others' weaknesses begin to appear as an adorable quality
可
to
愛く
you,
見えてき始
it
めた
means you're already walking on
ら
the
あなた
road
は
to being a
すでに成
successful
功者への
person.
道を歩いているということです。人の
On
欠
the
点
other
は
hand,
ど
if you
う
cannot
しよう
stand
も
the
ない
weaknesses of
我慢
others
のできないものであり、自分
and
の
wish for them to
視
get
界
out
か
of
ら
your sight,
完全に消してしまいたいというふうに感じるならば、今
you will certainly suffer setbacks one
成
day,
功してい
even
る
if
とし
you
て
may
も
be successful
やが
now.
て逆境の時が必ず来るということです。これは
This is predictable.
どうか
Please
この
learn
寛
to
容
be
さの心
tolerant.
を学んでいただきたい。これも
This is another form
愛
of
である
great love.
2章では
Please also study the crawfish mentality mentioned in chapter 2, section 5.
こういう人は
Surprisingly, many people have this crawfish mentality.
ザリガニというのは
Crawfish always swim backward when they
物音に
react to some
反応
danger.
すると必ず後ろに下がります。田舎では
In rural areas, we see crawfish in the rice fields or irrigation canals.
小さい時に
You may have caught them when you were a
取ったこと
child.
がある方もいらっしゃるでしょう。ザリ
It's
ガニを
easy
取
to
る
catch
方法は
crawfish.
簡単です。その
You
尻
just
尾
need
の
to place a net 8 to 12 inches behind their tails.
20センチ、30センチ後ろに網を入れとけばよい。そして
Then
その
drop a
前に
stone in front of them,
ポトリと石を投げ込んであれば、彼らは
and they will swim backward into the net 100% of the time.
危機は
They
必
believe
ず
that peril
前から
always comes from the
後ろ
front
に逃げれば助かる
and believe they are safe if they swim
と
backward.
ころが最大の危機
However,
は
the biggest peril actually lies behind them.
背後にある。退却したところに
Likewise, some people just retreat from the situation
それを知らずに
without knowing that true peril is awaiting behind them.
人がいます。退却型
This is a life of always retreating.
皆さんの中にもこういう人は
Many people live this way.
これは
This characteristic is commonly observed
過去
in those who have suffered a failure or got burned in the past.
ある方面
If
に
you
お
have
いて
experienced a painful mistake in a particular field,
失敗をすると失敗
you
を
will try to avoid the same failure.
そして
As soon as you sense
そ
the
の
sign
兆
of
候が出てく
failure,
るや否や
you start to
退却を
retreat.
開始するんです。男女問
This
題
is common in romantic relationships as
過
well.
去一度厳しい失
If
恋
you've
に
had a
経験をし
terrible heartbreak,
今度は別の相手であ
as
る
soon as you hear similar remarks
前
from
の
your
人が
new
言ったこと見
partner,
たことを言った瞬間にもうこれで
you'll quickly assume your love is over and start to withdraw.
退却を開始する。笑ってる方
Some of you are laughing. Perhaps you've had such an experience.
じゃないでしょうか。ところが人はそれぞれで
However, people react differently to the same words or
同じ
situations.
言葉であっても同じ状況
The
で
outcome will not necessarily be the same
前
as
が
what you've
そうだっ
experienced
たから今回
before.
もそうとは限らないんです。ただ自分の
But if you
心
picture in your
の
mind
内に
exactly the same image as your past
同じイメー
experience,
ジを持っておれば同じ結果に
it will come to pass.
それはこの
You
ザリガ
have
ニと
developed the same tendency as crawfish to always retreat into the net.
100発100中取られてしまう人の傾向なんです。むしろ
You
前
are
に
unaware of the
後ろを投げら
fact
れた
that
その
the
物音が
safest
する方
way
こ
for
そ
you
自
is
分
to
の
advance in the
本当に一
direction
番
of the
安全な
sound of the
方
stone.
向であるということが気がつかないんです。それは
You haven't realized that challenging yourself to
思える
go
ものに挑戦していくことこそが道
in the
を
direction of what seems to be peril will open a way for you.
世の中に
I
は
believe there is no one in the world who is completely wicked.
いないと私は思います。皆さん
Some people may appear to be rejecting you or be cold to you.
冷たくするように思える人があったとしても そしてその
There
人
may
に
be
対
times
して
when you approach them and fail to convince them.
自己実現をしないこともあるでしょうが、少なくとも
But if you
誠心
approach them with
誠意
sincerity,
当たってくる人に対しては、その
they'll
案
surely
件におい
approve
てそれを
you
受け入れ
and
る
of
こと
your
はなく、
character,
相手の人というのは必ず人物
even
で
if they cannot answer
人
your
柄というのを
request.
認めてくださいます。この人が認めて
This
くれる
quality
という
will
こと
definitely
は
open a way for you on a different
どこ
occasion.
か違ったところで皆さんの道を開いていくことになるんです。これが
This is the meaning of storing virtue in the storehouse in heaven.
そういうことは必ず
Such a thing can happen.
それはそういうものなん
People in
で
the
す。
world don't
世の
necessarily
中
see
の人は
others
必
in
ず
an
オ
all
ー
or
ルなし
nothing
で
manner.
は人を見ていないんです。今
They think this person has great
してい
potential.
ないが、なかなかこの人は見どころが
Although this is not the right time to promote
して
him,
いるんです。それ
you
に
need to be aware of this.
一度
Don't think you have no hope of success just because you failed
それ
once.
で自分はもうダメなんだと思ってしまわないことです。通常であれば
People will change their view of those who keep on going with an indomitable spirit.
不屈の精神で前進している人を見ると、人は味方を
In a situation where others would give up,
自分はこの人はこういう人間だと
they
思
will
ってい
think,
たが、
perhaps he possesses a surprisingly great quality.
もしかしたらなかなかのものかもしれない。こういうふうに
Contrary to my previous image of him,
以前
I had previously read a success philosophy by an American author
そういう箇所に
that contained a good example of this.
その人は
There was a man of poor educational background.
何ら就職の有利な条件も
He
な
had
い
no advantageous condition to get a job.
チェーン店として非常に繁盛しているそういうお店
Yet he wanted a job at a thriving retail chain.
考えたわけです。その人は自
All
分
he
は
had
情
was
熱しか
passion.
ないとこう考え
So he
て
decided
熱
to
意だけ
go
で
for it only with his passion.
そのチェーン店のお
The
店が
retail chain had 150
150
shops.
軒あったそうですが、この方は
So he wrote to every one of those 150 shops asking to be employed.
自分を雇ってくださいと手紙に書いて出したそうです。そして
But he got no answer from any of them.
返事がもらえなかったそうです。私は何の
He
取り柄も
wrote,
ない人間
I have no particular strengths, work experience, or academic record,
やる気だけはあります。こうして
but I'm full of motivation to work for you.
150件全部に書いた。しかし返
He
事は
wrote this every day to each shop, even when he got no
通常であれば
reply.
もうギブアップす
An
る。
ordinary person would give up there.
ところが実際はその手紙は
However, all the letters he had sent to the shops were actually being forwarded to the head office.
みんな本部の方に回されていたわけです。本部の方
And
に
the personnel manager there read all 150 of those letters.
150通読んでいたんです。この
The
男が
manager was convinced that the man would come.
来ると思って待っていたんです。案の定、
Sure enough, the man who had written to all the shops
最後にはこれは本部に行くしかないと。本部に
went to the head office to ask them directly to employ him.
待って、
I was waiting for you. I was sure you would
あ
come.
なたは必ず来ると思っていた。これが
This is your
150
151st try, isn't it? The manager asked him.
そうです。もちろん
Of course, the man was hired.
そして最後にはそ
And
の
in the
会社
end, he became the head of the company.
の方であります。こういう人がいるんです。通常
An
であれ
ordinary
ば
person would give up after the first or second letter,
100通目、もうこんなバカなことはやめようと
or stop after a 50th or 100th letter, thinking it's stupid.
評価
But
して
some people are watching them quietly, appreciating and waiting for them.
待っている人がいる。そしてその結果
That's how the man opened the way to success.
なったわけです。皆さんに
I want to tell you
言っておき
this.
たいことは、人間が努
Your
力した
efforts
結
are not
果、
always acknowledged.
それが認められることと認められないこと
As a result of making efforts, you may sometimes succeed and sometimes fail.
オールはなし。
This is by no means an all or nothing situation.
努力し
The
た
very fact that you made efforts will certainly remain.
残っている。もちろん、
Of course, there will be a
その案件
pass
ごとに
mark for each
合格点
case,
というのはあるでしょう。
80%, 90%, or 95%.
95点であるか。それは、
A person trying won't know what the pass mark is.
ただ、少なくとも
But as long as you are making efforts, your score won't be 0%.
5点なり10点
Whether
なり
it's
50 点なり
5%, 10%, 50%, or 60%, you're definitely gaining something.
そういうことを
Please know
知
this.
っていただきたいと思います。これは今、
The example was
ア
of
メ
a
リカの
man
例
in
で
the
挙げ
US.
ましたが、私なんかで
I
も
have experienced something
小さな
similar,
例でございます
although
が、
on
や
a
っ
smaller
ぱり同じよ
scale.
うな感じは受けております。東海
Many people
いろん
gather
な
at Happy
人
Science.
が集まってくるところで、いろんな方が
They come here
何ら
wishing
か
to
の
achieve their goals.
自己実現をしたいと願ってくるところであります。それは
Various kinds of people
次から
surge
次から
toward
とい
us,
ろんな人
one
が
after another.
押し寄せてきます。いろんな人が
Many people come
手
to
伝いを
us and
したい
say
と
they
おっ
want
しゃ
to
いますし、
help or work
いろん
for
な方
us.
が仕事をしたいとおっしゃいますし、いろんな方が
Some say they want to be a
例えば
lecturer of Happy
講師をやってみたい
Science.
とか来ます。私は
I myself have
これ
never
は
judged
なしの
others
人
on an all or nothing
なんて一
basis.
度もございません。この人
I
は
always assess them by looking at how far they've come
こういうところの力が来てる
and what
あ
strengths
とさ
they've
あと1
gained.
年経てばここまで行く
I
だろう
also
あ
anticipate
と半
what
年経て
level
ば
they'll reach in 6 months or 1 year,
あと3年
or
経てば
sense
この
that
人は
they'll
もの
make
になる
something of
こう
themselves
いう
in
ふうに
3
してい
years'
つも見て
time.
います。ところが自分なりに時間を
However, some people
判
set
断
their
して
own
しまう
time limits and give up
自分
one-sidedly.
で勝手に見切りをつける方もいます。オールは
They
なし
take an all or nothing attitude.
残念ながらそうではない。
Unfortunately, this isn't how others think of them.
素質は非常
There are
に
many who have great
この人は
potential, but also some
弱いと
weaknesses.
いう人はかなりいます。その部
They
分を
must be
いっぱい
put through fire and water and trained to strengthen their weaknesses.
これさえ通っていただ
Many
ければ
others watch
必
them
ずもの
and
に
think with training they'll surely succeed.
ところが日が近づ
Some
き
people start to retreat at the sight of fire and water, just like
こういう
crawfish.
方もいます。惜しいです。本人は不
This
本
is
意
a
だと
great pity.
こちらは惜しいこと
They
して
may feel mortified, but others are feeling disappointed at their withdrawal.
思って見てるんですね。こういうことは
Such a thing happens in different places.
私はそれほど十分な
I
経
think
験
this
はありませ
happens
ん
in
が
other fields
多
too,
分他
though
の
I
業
don't
界
have
も
much
それでも
experience.
一緒だと思います。いろんな仕事がございますけれども
There are different
それぞれの
occupations, and I
業
think
界
the
で
same happens in any field.
同じだと思います。
Okay, so far, the second part. Okay, I will comment on the 3 points on this part. First point is about the condition of success, which is a nobility of character. Nobility of character is a kind of very good expression, but in happy science terms, it will be more like a enlightenment. You should have a higher enlightenment. So I will explain this a bit further. It was Master taught 3 points. So first point is your awareness will become higher. If you become successful, your awareness should become higher level. You can see through many things. You can know the cause and effect. You can know the reality from the higher perspective, from the point of God or point of angels. This is a higher level of awareness. Second point is stronger influence. You can have a good influence, not bad influence, good influence for many people, like 10 people, 50 people, 100, or even 1,000. This is one aspect of nobility of the character. Then, third point is more tolerance. There are so much different kind of people. Some people you like, some people you don't like. But by becoming more successful, you can accept many kinds of people, even though they might have some kind of a defect in their character. But as we become more successful, we can accept more people. That is a tolerance, very important character. And for this point, for this 3 points, I can refer to who is this? Mr. Lincoln, President Lincoln of the United States. Okay, he is a great person, revered by many people in the United States or from the other countries. He had a very high level of awareness. When he started war, the civil war in the United States, he thought if the slavery will be continued, the United States will become divided into 2 countries. And also, their slavery system is kind of against the basic of the United States, which values freedom. Freedom. The slavery, the people in the slavery are kind of deprived of freedom. So it's not good. So he decided to make the abolish the slavery. So in order for that, he must fight. That is a very, very brave decision that he made. Also, he had a greater influence to many people, especially he delivered a great speech in Gettysburg. Gettysburg speech is very historical. Just in a 3 minute speech, but influenced more than millions of people, not only the United States, but also today's people. If you listen to his speech or not listen, you can read the record of his speech, will be all moved his great mind. So his strong influence is very great in this point. Also, he had a great tolerance. His famous words is that with malice toward none, with malice towards none. He didn't have malice to anyone, even though he attacks, they attacked him. He will tolerate that. He forgive them. This is the tolerance of famous Lincoln. Okay, so he possesses this kind of nobility of character. This is an example that I can cite. Second point, with the crawfish mentality, it's a life of retreat. If you encounter danger, only you can do is retreat. This is a crawfish mentality. It happens to us as well. So we must how we can fight back against this crawfish mentality. Okay, never retreat from at the sight of danger. So you cannot retreat at the sight of danger. You must stop there. You must stop there, and face the challenge head on. You must face the challenge, and go forward with full power. Like small wrestlers. So we may fear something, but when we decided to face up to the fear and start moving toward that, the fear will evaporate. This is called courage. With courage, we can defeat the fear. That is the most important point. So it's a master of teaching. Beat the crawfish mentality by courage. Never retreat. It's important. Third point is unwavering and indomitable spirit. Okay. For this, I'll cite two remarks of the famous Japanese business person. Okay. The failure is stopping before you succeed. If you keep going until you succeed, you will succeed. If you fail, get up. Fall, get up. Failure is stopping you. Failure is stopping before you succeed. So if you keep going until you succeed, you will succeed. If you fail, fall, get up. This is a remark of Mr. Konosuke Matsushita, who is the founder of Panasonic electric company in Japan. Okay. Another thing, I never fail because I will keep doing it until I succeed. I never fail because I will keep doing it until I succeed. This is the remark of Soichiro Honda, who is the founder of the Honda company, Honda Motor. You know, it's famous, world famous car company, Honda. Okay, that is the remarks. So you never defeat by failure and bounce back from the failure. If you aim for a big success, you need to go through many failures. Without that, you cannot make a big success. So if you if you want to avoid success, you cannot never be successful. So you need to have this kind of unwavering and indomitable spirit. That is the conclusion of the second part. Now we enter the last part of Master's lecture.
People can never be successful with their abilities alone. There's always help from other people. You cannot open your way with your efforts or ability alone. There are always others to support or encourage you. To be successful, you need a push from people below and a pull from people above. This push results from the care you've given to your subordinates. What about the pull from above? Superiors always assess their subordinates' potential and capacity. So you need to know you are being assessed all the time. And if you want to be truly successful, you need a pull from your superiors. You cannot get promoted with just a push from your subordinates. Some people like to side with the weak and crush the strong, and suddenly become the center of attention like a wartime hero. But such people will be eventually defeated when someone of the same type appears. Those who have climbed to the top by disrespecting and ousting their superiors will definitely be dragged down by a similarly ambitious person. This is because they lack virtue. So if you want to succeed as a truly virtuous person, you need to be loved by both your superiors and subordinates. Some of you may say, I can be affectionate to weaker or younger people, or those with a lower position or income than me. But I can't love those with a higher position, income, or ability than me. If you are this type of person, you may attain small or medium-sized success, but you will not achieve great success. I must say so. This is especially important for Japanese people today as a whole. Incidentally, there's a huge problem in Japanese politics now, the big scandal. I won't go into the details because it's a legal issue. It's a matter of studying the facts and having the court judge the case. But how the news is reported in papers and how the public reacts to it is disappointing. People tend to think justice lies in crushing the strong. They tend to think their job is to drag down the people in higher positions. This is sad. If Japan is filled with such people, it will surely go into decline. This is difficult to see on a national level, but think about it on a company level. If the staff wish for their boss's failure, what will become of that section? If the workers wish for the president's failure, what will become of the company? Think about it, and you'll see the consequence. Employees must passionately wish for their bosses to be even greater. Otherwise, the company will not improve as a whole. True success doesn't lie in dismissing all your superiors and standing at the top. Sitting on a heap of corpses is not at all comfortable. God's love is poured equally upon the weak and the strong. To the weak, God always gives encouragement to get over their weaknesses and be greater. To the strong, God says, you must develop your abilities more and gain more strength.
より多くの人々の幸福のために活
so
躍
you
せ
can bring happiness to more and more people.
言っておられるんであります。この
You need to
両
embrace
者
a
への
love for
愛と
both the
いうものを
weak and the
包括
strong
していかなければ本当の意味でトータルの
to truly achieve overall success.
これは成功の
I
一
have
つの中
described
に
the
いろいろ
various
書いて
keys
あり
to
ますけど
success.
まず
But first, it is important to
自分より
respect your
上のものを
superiors.
尊敬するということは大事なことであります。ビジネス成
I
功の
wrote
中に
this in How to Succeed in Business as
上
well.
司を尊敬するということはあまりこの類書の中に
Not many books on
挙げられてい
business
ないと
success mention this point.
こういうタイプで
You can see it if you put yourself in your superior's shoes.
わかるはずです。自分が上司
Imagine you have
どう
subordinates.
であるかわかります。それは
You would surely need people who work hard for you.
働いてくれる部下を欲しているんです。人によく
Those who
使われ
serve
る人
others
こ
well
そ
will be able to manage others well.
なるんです。これがビジネスマンに
This is a golden saying for business people.
人によく使われた
Those who have served others can manage others,
人に使われることを
whereas those who have never served others cannot manage others.
どうか自分が今
So while you are training to be in a
そういう
higher
段階に
position,
あると思うならばよく使われ
please
る
serve others wholeheartedly.
それによって
Then you will come to
上司の気持ち
understand
が
your superior's feelings.
こうして自分が上司と
And
な
when
っ
you
て
have subordinates,
部下
you will
にど
know
う
how to
接すれば
manage
いい
them.
かもわかります。この考え
Please
方
never
は
neglect
どうか
this point.
忘れないでいただきたい。どうか
Some of you may feel rebellious toward your superiors,
自分の上の
such as the section chief, general manager, or executives.
能力もないのにあそこまで行って
You may think he's not competent. I'm far more capable.
ああいうのが上手に
But he won that position by curing favor with his superiors.
出世したこういうふうに思っている方は
For as long as you have such thoughts, you will never achieve great success.
そう言ってよいでしょう。皆さんもそうい
Even
う
if you
方
have
も
attained a higher position through
もし
your
自
own
分が
efforts,
自力で出世したと思っても後か
you'll
ら
surely be regarded in the same way by your subordinates.
そういうもんなんです。人を裁く人
Those who
は
judge others will be judged.
努力し
So make
て
efforts to find good qualities in others.
そしてその
If you
会社
cannot
の上司
respect your
を
superiors
トップまで
and the
尊
top
敬できない
management,
そして今の
and
待
if
遇
you
のもの
cannot
で
stand your current position,
どうしても我慢ができないというこ
it's
とは
time for you to
その
leave the
組織を去
organization.
るべき時が来たということなんです。その組
The
織はその
organization is still offering opportunities to
まだま
many
だ活躍
people.
の場を与えているんです。そこでどうしても上に
Even
対
if
す
you
る
can't agree with your superiors, it doesn't mean the organization is
それは
bad.
というよりも皆さんのいるべき場ではないん
It
で
means it's not the right place for you, so you should leave.
その時に自分の
At such
職場を変え
times,
る
if you aren't brave enough to change your job,
あえて
you must stop criticizing your superiors.
それほどの
If you aren't brave enough, you have to keep producing milk like a tethered cow.
ミルクを出し続けることです。勇気があるならば
If you are brave, leave before criticizing.
どちらか
You must choose one way or the other.
本当に出世して
If
い
you
く
want
た
to
め
be
には
truly successful, you must love others'
才
talents.
能を愛するということがどうしても必要です。大気となってい
This
くために
disposition to love others' talents is indispensable
才能を愛する傾向
to
と
being someone of great success.
これは努
So
力
strive
目
to
標
acquire
だと
this disposition.
努力
You
して
can gain this quality through
だと
efforts.
思ってください。才能
You
ある
must
者を
love talented people,
上でも下
be
で
they
も
superiors or
この傾
subordinates.
向がどうしても大事です。
This tendency is essential to achieving great
そ
success.
ういうことなんです。これが
If you try to
でき
gain
な
a
い
higher
場合
position without
出世し
such
よ
a
うとしたら
tendency,
どうなるかというと、これが
you'll
全体主
develop a
義
similar tendency to totalitarianism.
気に食わないものは
You'll
出世
start
して
to purge those who don't please you.
これ以外に
That'll be your only way to success.
気に食わないものは粛
You'll tend to purge and dismiss people you don't like or who disobey you.
清になりましょう。しかし、
You
そ
can
れであ
never
っては
create great
本当に
harmony or utopia in the truest sense with this tendency.
どうか
Please strive to love others' talents.
この才能を
This will
愛する
not
と
only
いうこと
benefit
は
others.
人のためだけにすることではありません。他の人の
Loving
優れた
others'
ところを愛する
positive traits means that similar traits are growing
そうした
within
ものへ
you.
の方が芽生えつつあるということなんです。人の素晴らしい
By
こと
admiring
を認める
others' positive traits,
自分の中にも
you'll
そういうものを
aspire to develop the
作り
same traits within
たい
you,
構成が出てくるのです。そしてやがて
and
これは
eventually, these traits will flourish.
いくのです。どうかこの点
Please keep this in mind.
心していただきたい。 そう思います。1時間では
I cannot cover everything in an hour,
話し続けることはできませんが、最後に
but lastly, I want to mention something very important.
言っておきたいこと、それを述べておきたいと思います。本当に
The most crucial, pivotal factor in achieving success in the truest
これ
sense
は何かというと、やはり
is the people.
人です。人材です。この
The greatest key to success lies in whether you can effectively manage other people.
殺すかというところが結局は成功の秘訣なんです。これさえ抑えれば、
Once you get this, other issues like money problems will settle themselves.
この人の部
So
分
it's all up to how you manage them.
あるいは殺してしまうか、この部分だと私は
I believe so.
それは
Bring out the best in the people
現に自分の
who have
協力
already
者と
gathered
なる
around you
人の
as your
中から
supporters.
やはり最大限の力を引き出すこと、それと
Also, believe in the
教育の
power of
効果ということを
education.
信じることです。人という
Believe
のは
that people will improve and become better through education.
良くなる、進歩するということを信ずることです。これは
This belief is similar to faith in God.
必ずそうです。その
The
遅い
timing
早
may
いがあ
vary,
りますが、
but people will improve and produce wonderful results
必ず良くなって素晴らしい
by
結果を
instructing
生み
and
出す。
guiding them.
これを信じられるかどうか
Whether
は
or not you can believe this will decide whether you'll be successful or
分
not.
かれ道であります。他の人
Can you believe that people can improve through efforts?
努力すれば良くなっていくと信じられるかどうか、これが
The answer will
皆さんが成
determine
功者
whether
になる
you'll
か
be
どうかの
successful or
分
not.
かれ道です。人にはそれぞれ
People have
才能があ
different
ります。
talents and abilities.
実力の差があります。けれども
But the crucial determining factor in life is whether you can believe.
教育効果ということを、指導効果ということを信
The
じられるか
effect
信
of
じられない
education and instruction
か、ここが
as your basic views on life.
分けることになります。もし
If you cannot believe it, you have little aptitude to become a leader.
指導者になる素質は薄いです。そうした
I recommend that you develop your abilities and your own expertise
自分の特性を磨いていかれることです。自分の
and choose to live as a specialist.
スペシャリストとして生きていくことです。ゼネラス
Don't try to be a generalist.
だと思います。もし
But if you can believe that people will be better through education and instruction,
必ず良くなるものだと信じられる方は、ゼネラリ
please
スト
walk the road to become a generalist.
そこの見極め
Knowing
もま
which
た
type you are
大いなる
is also a way to great success.
ですから、
Even people who cannot believe the effect of education can also become successful
専門職を目指すことによってまだ
by choosing to live as a specialist.
どちらにしても成功し
So all
ま
of
す。
you can
ということで
succeed.
本書の講義を
This concludes my lecture today.
Thank you, Lord Alcantara. This was the last part. Okay. Yeah, actually, this last part is full of wisdom, words of wisdom, I think. The master said it's a conclusion of this lecture is like the key factor to be successful. Success is utilizing the human resources to the fullest, utilizing the power of human resources to the fullest. This is a true secret to become successful. So also he taught us a kind of words of wisdom in many ways. Firstly, we must look up your boss. We must respect your boss. Without that, you cannot be successful. So you try to find a good point in him so you can follow him. If you reject the boss, you cannot successful in your organization. You should better go out of the company or organization. Then, second, be a useful person. Your boss needs not most. So you should be a useful person to your boss. And by doing so, you can learn many things about how to use other people. By helping the boss, you can know how to use people. That is a good experience Especially when you are in the 20s, 30s, or even 40s. You can learn many things from your boss by supporting him. Then admire people's talent. So if you want to be successful, you have to use your good, talented people, able people. If you don't have that kind of useful people, you cannot be successful. So the most dangerous point is that you have a kind of jealous to their talent. If someone has a good talent on sales or good talent of engineering, you might have some kind of jealous and demote these people. And you have only people who are less able to than you. So you can use these kind of people, but you cannot use people of higher ability. In that case, you cannot be truly successful. So we must be kind of try to admire other people's talent. That is a very good virtue of the people who in the higher level. So by doing so, we can deepen or we can broaden our capacity as a human. Then Master taught us they believe in the power of education or training, believe in the power of education. Through the education, the moderate people, the kind of people of moderate ability become a good people of good ability. And through the education, the people of a good ability to become excellent people. By education, through education, the company become a successful in their business. That is a kind of secret in post-war Japan companies. Japanese company employed a great system of education, trained many people in their company. Through the training, the people, working people become more useful and more attain more ability. That's why the Japanese companies become successful in the World War after World War II. Okay, so the core of the success is how we can use many people. But if you don't believe in the power of education, you must try to educate yourself or train yourself in your expertise and become a specialist. That is another way of become successful. But that is a mastered conclusion. Okay, this is the end of today's lecture and my comment. Then, so we shall recite prayer to El Cantare and end today's seminar. Okay, please have this, recite the suit together. Hmm? Yeah. Get up. Please sit down. Please sit down. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Prayer to El Cantare. Lord El Cantare, you are our Lord, Buddha and Savior. We believe you are the Master of Masters, the highest God of this planet Earth. We believe you have the supreme power, both in heaven and on earth. You are the great spiritual being, united consciousness of Buddha and God. Lord El Cantare, we believe you will lead all people to true happiness. We believe the fourfold path of love, wisdom, self-reflection, and progress perfects the principles of happiness. And we truly believe these principles will save the entire world. O Lord, please grant us the holy mission to spread the truth all over the world. We will cross the vast ocean, the lighter beacon of truth in every corner of the world. O Lord, please entrust us with your great vow to save all humankind. We will devote our lives to creating Buddhaland utopia. Lord El Cantare, as long as you are in heaven and the disciples are on earth, we will hand down a mission to future generations. Achieve your great vow. we, the disciples of El Cantare, will join together to become the ship of your great vow to save the people and bring them the shore of enlightenment. O Lord, we thank you very much for granting us a prayer to El Cantare. Okay. This is the end of today's Sunday service. Thank you for your joining. Nice day. See you again. Please leave the